Good morning everyone, Sarah here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be guiding you through a Hatha sequence designed to wake up and stretch out the body. Today's practice will help us to cultivate strong and steady foundations, which we can build on together in future classes. If you enjoyed this class and you would like to support my channel, please consider subscribing and giving the video a thumbs up. Starting today's class in a comfortable cross-legged seat. So take your time, make your way there. We're going to rest our hands onto our knees and just gently begin by closing your eyes. Just allowing yourself to arrive into your class. Begin just by drawing the shoulder blades up towards the ears, squeezing up and rolling and lowering the shoulder blades down the body. Sitting up nice and tall, finding that length through the spine. In today's class is a Hatha sequence. We're going to be focusing on connecting with our breath. We're going to try and keep our awareness for all of the class and finding movement with our breath. And gently begin to notice each inhale and each exhale. For our class today, if it's available to you, we're going to try and inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, but only if it's available to you. I'm going to see if we can keep each inhale and exhale to the same length. And sending the breath down to the bottom of the belly, filling your lungs up full of air. And exhale slowly and gently. Up out through the body. And gently begin to blink the eyes open, bring yourself back into the room. Begin just to stretch the arms up and overhead. Bring the palms together and draw the hands down through heart center. Lovely. We're going to make our way into tabletop, into hands and knees. Take your time making your way there. We want to bring our knees in line under our hips and our wrists in line under our shoulders. Getting a nice, strong, neutral tabletop. We're going to begin just by gently reaching the right arm away from the body. And then begin to reach the left leg away as well. Now, if this is a little bit too much for you today, you can always keep the right arm resting onto the mat and just work with the leg. So once you have your stability, take your time, find that space, find that strength through the body. Inhale as we reach through the fingers, reach through the back leg. Exhale as you begin to draw, elbow to knee, squeezing in, allowing the spine to round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, drawing in. Inhale, reach. And exhale, drawing in. Inhale, reaching. Through the hand, through the leg. Drawing in, last one. Inhale, really reach through the body, find that space, find the length. Exhale, draw everything in. And come back to center, lovely. From here we'll just take a few cat-cows just to shake out the spine, warm it all up. So drop the belly on the inhale, loop the shoulder blades back. Looking forward. Exhale as you begin to tuck the tailbone under. Draw the lower belly in, round the spine, drop the gaze as we peel up into cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Allow the belly to hang heavy, tailbone reaching high. Exhale, begin to round, drop the gaze, look towards the knees, into our cat pose. And inhale back through to center. We're going to take the opposite side now. So find your balance, find that stability once again. Begin to extend the right leg away and then begin to lift through the left arm. Now don't worry, one side might be far more wobbly than the next. Just go with it, just notice. Notice what's going on. Inhale, begin to lift and reach. Exhale, drawing it in. Brilliant. Inhale, stretch out the body. Drawing in on the exhale. Warming up the core, warming up our glutes. Inhale, reach, lift, lengthen. Exhale, draw in. Once again, inhale. And exhale. Lift on the inhale. And drawing back in. Last one. Inhale, really find loads of length. And exhale, drawing back in. Lovely. Plant the knee, plant the hand. Take a few more cat-cows. Just shaking out the spine, warming everything up. Finding some gentle, nice movements this morning. Warming the body up. Shaking off the night just gone and preparing ourselves for the day ahead. And coming back to neutral. We're going to make our way to our first downward facing dog. So your body might be still very, very tight from the night's sleep. So take this nice and gentle. We're going to begin to tuck the toes under. But as you come up into our down dog, you want to keep our knees deeply bent. So don't worry at all about having straight legs. Tuck the toes under, hover the knees, send the hips towards the back of the room as you make our way up into our first downward facing dog. Stretching out the back of the body, pressing the weight towards the hips, keeping the gaze towards the knees, making sure we're not holding tension in the back of the neck as we lengthen through the spine. We're going to begin to pedal out the legs, dropping the weight into one heel at a time, bending into opposite knee, stretching through, warming up the backs of the legs, working deep into the hips. Keep this moving nice and slow with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Just noticing how the body feels as you stretch and wake it up. Lovely. Coming back to stillness in our down dog. Begin to walk up towards the top of the mat. We're going to make our way into a forward fold. So once you get there, keep your feet about hip width distance apart. Maybe a little bit wider if it's more comfortable for you. And as it is still the morning, we want to keep our knees a little bit bent. Protect our joints. Maybe your knees need to be deeply bent, but just wherever feels comfortable for you. I'm just going to take a few moments here, taking hold of opposite elbow and allowing the upper body to hang heavy over the legs. And just finding your breath. Breathing into the stretch, sending the breath down the spine. Allowing the body to fold over itself. Maybe shaking left to right of the hips. Bringing that movement down to the body. And then release the grip of the elbows and just take a moment with the arms hanging heavy towards the ground. Letting go of any tension in the neck. In the head, maybe shaking it left and right. I'm going to bring our hands behind our lower back and interlace your fingers behind your lower back. Begin to draw your shoulder blades away from each other as you begin to send the knuckles to point up towards the sky. Really opening deep into the shoulders, into the chest. Allowing the knuckles to fall back. Really strong arms, a nice deep opening. As you inhale, we're going to make our way to standing, but keeping our arms as they are. Now, as you come up, you want to make sure the knees are deeply bent and you're pressing into both feet. We don't want to do any damage at all to our lower back. So begin to gently hug the lower belly in. As you press into both feet, use your arms to pull yourself up. Coming up into standing, draw the shoulder blades back. Lovely. Open through the chest. Deep inhale at the top. And exhale, hinge forward from the hips, keeping those knees nice and bent as you come back down into our forward fold. So we're going to move through that pose 3 more times. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades, Bend the knees, press into the feet. Make your way up into standing. Lovely, such a lovely opening for the heart space. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hinge forward. Forward fold. Once again, inhale, grounding into the feet, drawing the arms back, locking up. Exhale, hinge forward. Allow the knuckles to point towards the sky. Last one. Inhale. Making your way up. Lovely. Opening up, greeting the day. Exhale as you hinge forward. Allow the knuckles to fall back, drawing the shoulder blades to kiss each other. And then drawing the arms back down towards the lower back, releasing the grip of the fingers. From here, we're going to bend into our knees as much as you need to so you can plant both hands onto the mat. We're going to make our way into a lunge from here. So planting both hands, begin to step the left foot towards the back of the mat. Coming up into a high lunge. So take a moment just to check your alignment. You want to make sure your knee is in line over the ankle. Find your balance. We're going to make our way into a high lunge from here. So make sure that that foot is nicely grounded. You have your support. You have that stability. Inhale and exhale. Begin to lift and reach up and overhead. Quite challenging pose to do in the morning to try and find that balance. Wonderful if you can get into it. Reaching up out through the body, sitting out of the sitting bones. Reaching up through the hands, drop the shoulder blades down the back. Peeling your right hip back, sending your left hip forward. And keeping that deep bend in the knee. Open through the chest. Finding more space for the breath to flow. Keeping really nice, strong legs. Nice, stable body. I'm going to begin to loop and sweep the arms back around to come back down, bringing the fingertips onto the mat. Lovely. We're going to begin to heel toe the right foot a little bit more towards the edge of the mat. So you can bring the right hand down to the inside of the right foot. So coming down to a lizard pose from here. Loop the shoulder blades back, looking forward. Keeping the hips sitting nice and high. So we're working deep into the hip flexor, the left leg. Really deep pose for the morning. So wonderful to really begin to stretch it all out. Inhale and exhale. We're going to make our way towards the center of the mat by pivoting on the back foot. So we're going to begin to plant the back foot down onto the mat and walk the hands towards the center of the mat as you hinge the right foot also to face towards the edges of the mat. You might need to adjust like me once you're there. If you need to walk the legs a little bit wider, or maybe close them in a little bit more, just depending on the length of your legs. So once you're in to your forward fold, inhale, find length, come high up onto the fingertips. So find length through the spine, drawing all the energy shooting out through the top of your head. And exhale, begin to fold forward, down into our forward fold. You can walk the hands back in line with the feet and dropping the head down towards the ground. Just allowing the weight of the head to hang heavy. Melting the upper body down. We're going to bring our hands back behind our lower back like we did before. Interlace the fingers as you draw your shoulder blades towards each other. You begin to draw the knuckles up towards the sky as you draw the arms away from the lower back. Allowing the head to stay hanging heavy, but reaching through the arms. It's a really intense opening through the body, working deep into the legs, deep into the hips, shoulders and into the arms. Keeping the shoulder blades kissing, drawing those knuckles towards the sky. Stay with the breath. Use it to hold you in the pose. And gently release the arms back down towards the lower back. And release the arms back down onto the mat. As we inhale, hinging forward, halfway lift. Find length through the spine. And exhale, forward fold, lovely. We're going to make our way, looking up towards the left side of the mat this time. So begin to pivot on the left foot, so the toes point up towards the top of the mat, bending into the knee. As we pivot on the back foot, come into our lunge from here, into our runner's lunge. And when you begin to look up towards the top of the mat, you might need to realign, so making sure the knee, most importantly, is in line over the ankle. We don't want it too far forward or too far back. So once you're there, making sure the knee is lifted away from the mat, find your support, find that stability through your body. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, coming up out of the sitting bones, sitting up out of the hips, nice long spine, nice strong legs. Breathing, inhale and exhale. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back, sending the right hip forward, peeling the left hip back. And gently roll the arms down, framing the left foot. Bringing the left hand to the inside of the left foot, so you can plant both hands onto the mat, heel toe, the left foot towards the edge. Coming into our lizard, keeping the hips lifted, lengthening through the spine. Nice strong hips, really pressing into the right heel, finding that nice lovely stretch. And then from here, we're going to make our way up towards the opposite side of the mat. So begin to bend into the right foot as you walk the hands in towards the middle of the mat. And we're coming back into our forward fold from here. So allowing the body to hang heavy. We're going to begin to bend into the right knee and then into the left. So planting both hands, you might need to move onto the fingertips. As you begin to bend into the right knee, walk the hands up. Really deep stretch into the hips here. So you might be able to come down too far, so don't worry if your hips are really, really high up. Very deep stretch for first thing in the morning. And then we're going to begin to walk through the center of the mat, over to the left. You want to keep the right foot planted, just to go a little bit deeper into the hips. Inhale, walk towards the right, send the hips down. See if you can drop them a little bit lower. Breathe into the stretch, then walk the hands towards the left. We'll go one more either side. Walk the hands over to the right. Lovely. And last one, walk the hands to the left. And then we're going to walk our way back up to point up towards the right of the room. So keep the hips low, walk up. And then we're going to pivot around so the right toes face the front of the room. Plant both hands and we're going to step our right foot back to meet the back leg. Let's drop the left knee down onto the mat and sweep the right foot around as well. Good job. We're going to draw the big toes to touch. Knees as wide as the matters can comfortably go. And send our hips towards the heels. Allow the forehead to melt and rest onto the mat. Into child's pose. And take a few breaths in your child's pose. You won't be here for long. And gently begin to look towards the hands. Walk the hands back close towards the body. We're going to sweep the legs over and come round onto our back. Sweeping the legs forward, making your way to lying onto the mat. Begin by hugging the right knee in towards the belly. You can keep the left foot planted, or if you want a deeper opening, begin to extend the left leg long. Drawing the right knee in towards the body. Don't worry if the knee is a good bit away. That's what we're working on. We're working on finding space through the hips, through the hip flexors. Work deeper into the body. So see with each exhale, if you can sink the knee a little bit closer towards the body. Drawing in, releasing. And begin to gently circle the knee. Just working into the socket, finding movement. And maybe reversing in the opposite direction. And then releasing the right knee down onto the mat. Switching legs, hug the left knee in. Begin just first by gently drawing that knee in. If you feel you can take it deeper, extend the right leg away from you. Draw the knee in. Allow the tension to melt out of the body. We worked really deep into our hips. So we're going to use this time just to release and let go. Keeping that connection, that awareness with our breath. Using the breath to guide the knee a little bit closer. And then begin to draw circles like we did on the opposite side. Just working into the hip socket. Just finding more space. Maybe reversing the opposite side. And then we're going to hug both knees in towards the body. From here, make your way into Happy Baby just by bending the knees so the soles of the feet point up towards the sky. You can take hold of the backs of the knees, the shins, the ankles, or maybe to the outer edges of the feet. But we want to draw the knees down towards the ground as you press the feet up towards the sky. If you're holding onto the feet, you could use your feet as an anchor to press up while you use the arms to draw the legs back down, keeping the awareness, lengthening through the spine, trying to keep it nice and flat on the mat. And breathing, send the breath down the spine. Maybe rock side to side here if you have a nice stable Happy Baby pose. Just massaging out the hips, the lower back, the shoulders. And then begin to bring the feet together, drawing the knees in towards the belly. We're going to rock up into a seated pose. But you can either, if this is a little bit too much, you can always roll over to one side and make your way up into a cross-legged seat. Otherwise, take hold of the backs of the knees and gently begin to rock on the spine. Just building up a bit of momentum. And then when you're ready, we're going to rock up into a comfortable cross-legged seat. Great. So making your way, sitting comfortably, we're going to rest our hands down onto the knees. Either resting the hands, pressing them down onto the knees, just for a deeper sense of grounding, or flip the palms up towards the sky to welcome the day in. So just to whatever you need today. Gently close off the eyes or bring a soft gaze. Loop the shoulder blades again up towards the ears and allow the shoulders to hang heavy. Opening through the chest. I'm just going to take this moment to notice how everything feels now. Gently soften the forehead. Allow your eyes to become heavy in their sockets. Soften the cheekbones and the jaw. Soften the shoulders and the arms. Allowing the knees to hang heavy. Now soften through the entire body. I hope you've enjoyed today's class and you're ready for your day. We're going to begin to drop the arms away from the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, stretching up through the sides of the body. Draw the palms together to touch and draw the arms down in front of your heart center. Thank you very much for joining me for our class today. Gently drop your head down towards the hands, one final stretch through the back of the neck. And we softly bow. Namaste.